Hi, have you ever thought about buying a safe, or do you own a safe? Well, this isn't an advert for safes. Don't worry, it's one of my where there's a will, there's a way posts. But I wanted to buy a safe, and I had no idea, as a blind person, how complex this process would be. So I just walked into the safe shop and said, "What have you got?" And the first few safes the guy showed me had completely flat screens where you entered in the numbers. There were no buttons, there were no dots, there was nothing. Like those nasty Albert terminals that they have now for EFTPOS in some stores. Like a flat screen like an iPhone. It was just a completely flat screen, but unlike my iPhone, and I'll talk about that in another video, these safes didn't talk. So there was no way I could tell what buttons I was pressing. Then you had your other safes with these combination locks, kind of a bit like suitcase locks. You turned these little dials, and again, I couldn't tell where the numbers were because there were no marks on the dial, and there was no beginning and end. You just kept turning and turning and just kept going round and round and round. And then there were the ones which fascinated me most of all, which were the ones with the big wheels on them, so many turns to the left and so many turns to the right. But then I thought, you have to stop at a different place on each turn. So it was quite a job finding one that I could actually open and close. But then eventually I did. And these had a keypad with numbers on them, but they were raised buttons. So I was able to press on those, and they would beep every time I pressed them. So I knew I'd press the right button or press the button hard enough. But the thing that did my head in a bit was I'm so used to the normal numeric keypad with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I just can put my middle finger on the 5 and I can just move my other fingers around. Sorry, I hope that's kind of making sense, me making weird hand gestures here. So I can tell where I am on the regular numeric style keypad, and the 5 normally has a dot on it. But the safe I ended up buying, or none of the safes I looked at had numeric keypads. What they had 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top row, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom row, 9 on the next row, 9, 0, star and hash on the bottom row. So that kind of does my head in every time I have to sit there and go, oh no, it's not 1, 2, 3. So, but I eventually did get a safe. But the whole point of this video was to say that something which would be quite a simple process for a sighted person, let's just go in and buy a safe, let's just pick one, that one will do, is not necessarily as simple as it could be for a blind person. Okay, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this post.